Today we're going to look at poor old Shorty. This is our Range Rover L322. It won't start. We've had a look at it and we've actually put some diagnostics on it that's coming up with no errors. So we think it's fuel. It turns over fine, the battery's fine. And so we got the 4.4 V8 engine. We got a thirsty girl. And we're trying to work out what's what. Now this huge pipe going across the front of the engine here is the fuel delivery pipe, and there is, if you look just here, a little pressure test point. Now we did buy off eBay a cheap pressure test kit, but it fell apart. So we're going to go a little bit old school, and we've got, where have we got that, Tom? We're making this up. We have got here an ingenious little device, which is a plastic bottle, and we've got a little screwdriver poking through it. Now, if your car won't start and you think it's fuel, basically, when you press gently on that Schrader valve, you should get some fuel out. Now, obviously, there's a whole load of safety disclaimers we've got to make here. You've got electric, you've got fuel, keep your face away from it. Now, if it's a fuel pressure, you'll get absolutely nothing. Now, we've manually activated the pump. We've just done an override and got the pump to pump some fuel. So we should be able to show you what you should get out of it. Now, obviously, don't do this with the car running. Just stop the car and there should be enough residual pressure in there. Alright, I'll pass over to Tom to give you a little bit of fuel come out. Now, I was going to try and catch most of this fuel, Tom, but I don't think this is going to work that well, Tom. I think we're just going to go in for a little squirt here. Alright, so ever so gently. So we haven't done this on the camera yet. So if we just activate, there you go. Do you see that? So you can see we've got some fuel. So if you get nothing out of there, you've got a problem. But if you get a little dribble, you might get a bit more, depending how it's been a couple of minutes with the engine switched off. So if you're getting some fuel there, I would say the chances are you are getting fuel up. When we did this, when we first had the problem, we got absolutely no fuel out when we did that. Okay, now obviously if you have got a pressure test kit that's better than the Chinese ones we bought on eBay, if you get some pressure out of that, you'll be doing well. Right, we'll do another bit of the video and we'll show you where all the other bits are. Okay, if you come in the right hand side door at the rear, and you flip your seats up and you unbolt the carpet, which is slightly easier said than done, and what you'll get to is this little cover here that you can see, and if you unscrew the cover, so there's the other side there, but it's the one on the right hand side of the car, you'll see located in under there is the fuel pump, and you've got the connector on the fuel pump. Thank you, Tom. And you can unclip the fuel pump. How does this one unclip, Tom? Tom did this earlier, so on.
Push away from you, it's kind of stiff.
And push away.
Would you like me to come in? And
Yeah, Tom, we'll get the pro on it. Oh my goodness me. Oh, we've got dodgy bulb going on here. Right. In you get, Tom. Alright, give us the demo, Tom. In fact, it might be easier for you to take it out and then show us how you did it. So again, you're well advised to have the battery disconnected when you're messing around with fuel pumps and wiring. Does that slide in that way? So I think as we're looking at it from the right hand door here, there's a little slidey bit that slides away from us. Tom's going to show us how it works. So there's the connector. You've got that little bit along there that locates in there. So you've got to push that away from you, and as you push it away from you, it then releases up the slope there. Yeah, okay. Right, now if you look at this, let's have a look at the wires at the back, Tom. Thank you. Now that big white and blue wire, you can't see the blue quite from the angle. Oh, that light is... Right, there you go, the white and blue wire. That's the power to the pump. It's a big fat one. And then on the other, next to it there, that brown one is the earth for the pump. Okay, so you really, when you turn the ignition on, should be getting 12 volts across those two. Now, I'll do you a little... Yeah, and it's pins, is it 1 and 4, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pins 1 and 4 on there. You should get 12 volts across there, which you can check with a multimeter. Now, if you're not, okay, so yeah, Tom will give us a little... We've got to sort these lights out, Tom.
think
there
it's
we go.
the bulb.
Yeah, so there we go. So there you go, and you can check on your multimeter. You can put that on your voltage, and we're not, obviously we haven't got the ignition on, but you should be getting 12 volts if you check across those two. Right, if you're not, I'll show you how to chase that back as far as we've got. Anyway, okay. Okay, so now we progress to the back of the car, and we've just taken out that rear carpet section, the rear box there, which just pulls down to reveal the rear fuse board. Okay, so now the blue and white wire we saw earlier, right Tom, can you shine it down, it actually comes in on the top up here. Oh, hold on, sorry, I'm pointing in the wrong place. There you go, it's that blue and white wire you can see at the top of this rear fuse board. Okay, and that works its way along into where we've got this blue and white wire coming out here, but you won't have that. That's our little test pin. What you should have in there is this relay. Okay, so let me show you here now. Right, so this is the rear fuse board. Now this relay here is the fuel pump relay. Now we haven't got one here because we can't afford a Vogue. We've only got the base model HSE car, and we don't have the heated rear seats. So you'll probably have 3 in a row. Most cars did have the heated seats, and there's this one here on the right. And the fuse for this is the, let me get this right, it's the 25 amp fuse just below, so just in line with the end of this, it's that one there. Okay, so that should have 25 volts to it at all times, coming across there. And then what it does, okay, it comes in through this pin should go 12, and then when activated you'll get on that top pin there, you'll get the 12 volts out. So we can actually simulate this. We've made up a little lead here that we can put in there. So now this lead is effectively directly connected to the fuel pump positive. Okay, and we've put it in line with a little inline fuse here. Oh gosh, sorry, somewhere. There we go. Right. And then if this is the positive feed to this rear fuse box, and if we put this on here, okay, we should hear the fuel pump go. If we put that connector back on, Tom? No, hold on, let's go and put the connector back on. I'll turn it off for a minute and join you again in a second. Okay, so we've now put the connector back on. We've connected the battery back up. So again, be careful when you've got fuel problems and fuel about if you're playing with batteries and sparks. So just, well, don't do it unless you know what you're doing. So what we're going to do now is if we flash on to this positive here, this is permanently positive even without the ignition on, we can touch that on there, power up this pin, and we'll have a listen. We'll see how good the sound is. We won't put background music on this track, and see if you can hear the pump going. So you can hear a noise when it's going. So now we know that the pump's going. It's a quick way of checking the pump. We're now working backwards. So the relay is if you've got your pump going and it's not working, it would certainly be worth just swapping a relay over from another one, or buying a new relay. And then the next thing we need to do, because we've done that and we still haven't got the car running, so we've got to go further back in the system and find out why we haven't got a trigger signal to the relay. But hopefully that will help solve most of your problems, and we'll do a second video when we found out what our problem is. But that should help you test your pump, check your wiring, and check your relay. Good luck.